They can't even try it, okay? It's not something you do. You're gonna die. They're gonna actually just be, mind my language because I don't know what gets flagged here. But please, I think ethnic children know they are smart enough to know to not try this. Please don't. It's a dumbass decision. So hi, welcome back to Daniel's channel, or Bulumentary, basically. Sorry, I have been inactive for a while. I've been struggling for content and personal life stuff. Basically, so today we're going to be doing a new segment I call Coffee with Daniel. Yeah, Coffee with Daniel. So basically, I read some Reddit stories and then we go through it together and give commentaries. Mm, the coffee is very good, actually. Okay. So let's go. Don't mind my scissors. I want it to be like my staple thing. So it's what when you hear volumetry, this is what you associate with me. By the way, so let's go. First story. Let's get into it. Am I homophobic because I don't want my daughter to have sex with random women in our house? What the? Okay. This is this is very strange. Do, first off, how are you homophobic for not wanting your daughter to have random sex? Like that's just you protecting your daughter, right? Or am I tripping? Like you being a good mother should not stop you from. Does not mean you're homophobic. Basically, like you're just trying to protect your daughter. I don't think being held accountable should be labeled as homophobic. I'll try and read the story very quickly. So it says, I 48F love my daughter Hannah 22F very much, and I thought of myself as a progressive person. When Hannah came out as lesbian when she was 19, I and my husband 51M were supportive. One morning, I came into Hannah's bedroom to do her laundry. She was in bed asleep, still in her going out clothes. She and her bed smelled like a gym bag, and there was fluid on the bed. Oh, damn. Okay. I think we can all see where that is coming from. Man. Stupid me, I moved my face closer to it and smelled it. Why? Okay, why? That common sense, people. You don't smell fluids on people's beds. 90% of the time, it's what you think it is. It's usually what you think it is, okay? So if you see fluid that's not on your bed, that's on someone else's bed, no matter what the person is to you, your mom, your dad, whatever, don't go around smelling people's beds. Fluids on people's beds is just weird. It's creepy. Okay. But it was female fluids. So I thought, what could it be? I talked to Hannah, who seemed hungover. I asked her if she had sex with someone last night, and she said yes. I asked Anna about the woman because I thought it was someone Anna was dating for a while, but Anna wasn't even sure of the woman's name. Mm. The only thing Anna could tell me about the woman is she was hot, blonde, older, drunk, and her name started with a V. Okay, first of all, maybe it's the African in me, but I think it takes, and pardon my language here, I hope I don't get flagged for this. It takes balls to be able to bring a one night stand to your mom's home or to your parents' home. That takes absolute balls. Because if anyone from like a third world country, any ethnic child tries this, they can't even try it. Okay, it's not something you do. You're gonna die. They're gonna actually just be, mind my language because I don't know what gets flagged here. But please, I think ethnic children know they are smart enough to know to not try this. Please don't. It's a dumbass decision. But by the way, I don't think she's homophobic. So I think that stamps no. I guess you're not a homophobic woman. If you ever get to see this, you're just a woman. You're just a mom, a good mom, setting boundaries for your kid. So no, you didn't do anything wrong. Okay, so there goes the first one. Then the second one says, am I the asshole for telling my roommate she can't keep eating my groceries after I cut online? No. Straight up no. It's your groceries. I don't even think this deserves a story. This is a long, it's not long. I could read it. I don't think anyone would care. But straight up, no. No, no. That's it. Why the fuck are you eating someone else's groceries? You're an adult. You stay with someone, you buy your own fucking groceries. If the person was gracious enough to let you eat the groceries till they told you to not eat the groceries anymore, don't eat it. Simple. Why the fuck are you eating people's groceries? You're not old. Grow up, please. Yeah, the fact that I'm not even going to elaborate on this should tell you how I feel about it. I've never had, okay, I have had one though. I was thinking of it like I was about to say I've never had a roommate that did that. So I think this was 2 years ago. I used to have a roommate where we lived at home, but we didn't really live at home because like most of the time it'd be in his friend's house, and most of the time I'd be in my cousin's house. So there was a time I bought groceries of like a substantial amount of money because I knew I was going to run out of money. So I brought groceries and then I put it in the house, and then I left for like a month. Then I came back and everything was gone. Yo, I was so pissed. I was so fucking pissed. Like, what the fuck? How do you? And then I I questioned him about it, and all he could say was, sorry, bro, I'm gonna get you back. I was just in a tight spot. He never got me back. Spoiler alert. I was really pissed because I was broke. I was broke. But yeah, that happened. So that's why this story is so personal. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he can't use a pro Trump slash MAGA pharmacy? This one is interesting. Okay, I think we have to read it. My husband has been out of work since 2019 and is on my healthcare insurance plan. He's a Republican, but not a MAGA diehard. For context, I think by now everyone should know what the MAGA diehard is. Make America great again, yada yada yada, pro Trump, basically. Recently, he expressed a desire to move all our prescriptions to a small local pharmacy in the town we live in. I said I will not be moving my prescriptions there because they were pro Trump and hardcore MAGA. Signs in the parking lot. The owner, who is also a pharmacist, expressed vocal support on social media. My husband got mad and said, fine, I'll just move mine then. And then I told him as long as he was covered by my insurance, which I pay out of my paycheck to a tune of $382 a month, he would not transfer his prescriptions there. My feeling is that is on my insurance, which I pay for, so I get to choose which businesses I support. I think this one is tricky. It's tricky because first of all, she pays, so to an extent she gets to decide where she wants to spend her money. She gets to say where her money goes. But I also think he has the right to choose where his healthcare plans come from. I think. But then it's really tricky. I think I will just give it to the comment on this one. And it's not gonna be a no or a yes for me. This is gonna be a maybe. Because I don't think he's an asshole, but I also think he has the right to choose. Like if he wants to, if that's the ill is ready to die on. But I also think he should be able to pay for his choices. Like, he should be able to do it out of pocket. But you guys decide that. It's pretty tricky for me. So next one. Am I the asshole for leaving my date alone and drunk in a bar? Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. I know there is context, and oh shit, it's a long, long story. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, But yes, I don't think there is any situation that it can't be a yes. But I'm checking the comments right now and they're sounding like they are agreeing with the person. So let's see. So it says I 25M matched with a woman 25F and we made plans to meet for food and drinks. We agreed to Uber to the restaurant about 6:30. When I arrived, she was already at the bar drinking. We then got a table about an hour in. She seemed a little drunk, but I didn't mind. We were having fun, but she didn't seem interested in eating. Finally, I just ordered a few appetizers because I was starving. When the food came, she had like three bites. I suggested she order something else, but she told me she doesn't get hungry when she's drinking. Okay. She was drinking quite a lot, and eventually I noticed a slight slur in her speech. So I decided it was time to call it a night. I paid the check and offered to share an Uber with her and drop her off on the way. She asked me if we could go across the street to another bar for one more. I agreed. See, he agreed. He agreed. The moment you agree to something like that, this is you saying, I agree with the consequences as well. If she knew, I'm not even reading the rest of the story, but if you knew you're not going to go to that place with her, then just don't go. It's that simple. Like, if you know that you cannot follow through with it, because she's going there with the mindset that you're going with her. That's bullshit. Oh, that's really bullshit. But let's go on. uh she We got to the bar and she ordered a double Jack and Coke, as well as shots for each of us. After we took the shots and finished one drink each, I told her I was calling the Uber and once again offered her a ride. She tried to get me to stay for another, but I nicely declined and I told her I'd like to see her again another time. I meant it. This is when things went bad. I guess the last drink and shot really did her in because she was starting to get loud and obnoxious. I tried multiple times to nicely tell her we should leave, but she kept flirtatiously saying, "Are you trying to take advantage of me?" Ah, okay. Now, okay. Fairs. I see where it's coming from. I'm not that kind of girl. I even offered to order her own Uber home separate from mine, but she told them she wasn't ready to go home yet. She then told me if I stayed for 1 month, she'd come back to my place with me. I said no, thank you. Okay, 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 okay. Basically, let's just skip to the ending. She was blowing up my phone for over an hour and cursing me out for leaving. I ended up blocking her and going to sleep. The next day, I woke up to 9 messages from a Facebook Messenger. She had found my profile and called me every name in the book because I abandoned her at the bar. I ignored the name calling and asked if she got home okay. She hasn't responded. I'm struggling a little bit because normally I'd never do this to a woman. I have two sisters and I'd hate for a guy to just leave them alone if they were that drunk. But at the same time, I don't think it's my responsibility to force her to leave. I tried multiple times and she refused. This is actually very complicated. Not very complicated, but it's nuanced. Nuanced how? Okay, first of all, I see that there is more context to me just getting pissed off that he was angry. I think when she said, um "Are you trying to take advantage of me?" That is a red flag. That is scary for any man to hear, because you never know what happens. But I also think the moment you decided to go into that bar with her, the first one, fine. The second one, you have a responsibility, I think, to at least make sure she's safe. You don't get to just go home and then, whatever happens, she was last seen with you. So there is a little bit of, nuance there. My cousin once went for a date and he got there and she was drunk already. She was drunk because he called me and he was like, "Dude, I don't think I could do this. I don't think I can do this." But he understood he had to stay with her. She finished. She got drunk, like dead drunk. Like this is not even. She drank so much she vomited on herself, then vomited in front of the bar to the point where the bouncers. She needed a wheelchair to wheel her out, and then she kept saying she didn't want to go home. She kept saying, "No, I don't want to go home. Stay with me. We can still have fun." Like this was a girl that physically couldn't walk, but she was like, "No, I don't want to go home." But my cousin had to stay, and then almost 3 4 hours until she sobered up just a little bit to be able to book an Uber, and then she got home, and then he could finally leave the bar. I know it's is she an asshole? Yes. Should should they see each other again? I think after that, if it made sure that she was safe and nothing happened to her, I think he gets to say, you know what? No, after what I saw, we shouldn't talk anymore. It's done. It's finished. But if he could not do that and then just went that I think I'll stamp it a yes. I think that's an asshole move. Like, was it within his rights to? Yes, but there are so many better ways he could have handled that. Because she went out with the idea that there is a guy she's going out with. If anything had happened, if she'd gotten raped, if she'd gotten actually taken advantage of, it's still that guy's fault. Yes, she's an adult. Yes, she gets to make her decisions and stuff, but I still think it's his fault. So yeah, you're the asshole. So that is it for this episode of, you know, Coffee with Daniel. Even though I know I didn't drink the coffee much, it's stale now. But that's by the way. So if this video does well, I will try and make more. If not, I'll try something else. But this was actually fun. I think this is one of the fun episodes I've actually recorded. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow or the next day. See ya.